Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Nicole. If you're new here, I'm a mom to a 1-year-old daughter. Her name's Sage, and she was the inspiration to this video. I am sharing 10 baby food hacks. I've done a lot of these types of videos before. I'll have a full playlist down below, but this is the first baby edition. I'm really excited because as a first-time mom, I have been navigating the world of feeding your little kids, and there is just a lot to learn. It can be overwhelming, and I'm really excited to share with you guys all my tips and tricks that I have gathered along the way that I know are just gonna be so helpful to you. And I would love to know if you guys have any tips, you let me know too in the comments down below, because I feel like we're all learning and trying to just find hacks to making parenthood just a little bit easier, you know what I mean? And before we hop in, I wanna remind you guys of my secret project that I have officially launched and let you guys in on. It is the first ever Baby HealthNut cookbook. This is a digital ebook product. I've been working on it for months. I have created delicious recipes that are baby approved by my daughter Sage. I know you guys are gonna love them. There are over 30 recipes. There are tips on how to help your babies become adventurous eaters. There's my baby staples of ingredients I always have on hand to make easy meals on the go and in a short period of time. And it's just gonna help you so much in your food prep when making food for your little ones. And right now, until February 15th, which is the official launch day, you can pre-order and get a 20% off early bird discount pricing, plus a bonus recipe, my mommy milk smoothie. It's not available anywhere else. It's not even in the cookbook itself. It is an extra add-on, a little freebie to say thank you if you guys pre-order. And it's a delicious smoothie, not just for breastfeeding mamas, for any mama or parent. And I know you guys are gonna love it. So definitely go check out the links down below. I can't wait for you guys to get your hands on it and for your little ones to taste all the recipes that I created inside. So really excited. Let's hop right back to the video. All right, hack number 1 is to buy already peeled, cut and prepped veggies in the freezer section at your grocery store. Sometimes you can find them fresh as well, but things like frozen cubed butternut squash is a lifesaver. It's already peeled and cut up for you. All you have to do is either roast it, boil it, then mash it, or however you want to serve it to your little ones. You can even put it into some oatmeal for some extra sneaky veggies. Things like this just make it so much easier, especially veggies like butternut squash that can be a little bit more labor intensive to prep. It honestly makes the biggest difference. You can find Brussels sprouts that are already chopped up. You can find roasted veggies that are peeled and chopped up as well. So you can just steam them, roast them, whatever you got to do, and they're ready to go. Highly, highly recommend. You need the crinkle cutter. It's actually not a baby tool. It is just a cutter that makes things into a crinkle shape, kind of like when you're getting like crinkle chips or veggies and stuff at the grocery store. They're using a crinkle cutter, and this is just an easy at-home one you can use. And why I love it is because it makes like slippery items like banana or avocado just easier to grab because they have those little ridges. You can go even further and just sprinkle on a little hemp heart seeds, and that will add in some nutrients, but also just make it easier for them to grip so it doesn't slip around. I also think it looks fun, and the fun textures and stuff are like just fun to eat. And honestly, I've been using crinkle cutters for my own food as well. You can use it if you are preparing carrots or sweet potato and stuff and you want to chop them up before you roast them just to make fun like crinkle fries. The possibilities are endless, and it is such an affordable little kitchen tool. And honestly, we use it all the time. I'm always like, where is the crinkle cutter? Love it. Another freezer favorite, the berries. I try to get organic berries when possible, but they're either not always available or in season, or they're so expensive. And when you buy things already frozen, they're actually freezed at their peak ripeness. So a lot of times they even taste better if things are in season wherever you live, and they are more affordable. Oh, and best of all, they're not gonna go bad. I cannot stand when I spend $6 on the organic raspberries and they're already having like little fuzzy bits on them within a couple of days. So my frozen raspberries are organic, they're cheaper, they probably taste better, and I can either let them thaw and give them to Sage like that. I can warm them up, I can put them on pancakes, I can add them to her oatmeal. You can do so much with frozen berries. Of course, you can add them to your morning breakfast smoothie, but they're just gonna last so much longer, and you won't be seeing your money go down the drain for those expensive organic berries. I mentioned this already earlier, but adding vegetables to foods like oatmeal is a great way to get extra nutrients into your little one's breakfast. I love doing pumpkin puree, like just out of the can. Actually, Sage's favorite oatmeal is the pumpkin oatmeal from the Baby HealthNut cookbook. So definitely check that out when you guys get the ebook. And you can even just shred some carrot in there, add some like nutmeg and cinnamon for a little carrot cake style. You could do shredded zucchini. You could honestly just like think outside the oatmeal box and add tons of different flavors. You could probably even do beets. Beets and berries, that actually sounds like a good combo, and you'll be surprised, they might even like it more. You can also add in greens to scrambled eggs. That's one of Sage's favorites as well. There is a green eggs and peas recipe in the Baby HealthNut cookbook as well that Sage eats all the time. It's her favorite, and you know, they just melt right in. You can't even tell they're in. You can see them in there, but it doesn't add too much like weird taste or anything for them to eat, and it's just getting in that extra nutrients, that extra iron if it's greens, and it just boosts the nutrition of those foods. I love this one because buying baby snacks like at the grocery store can be so expensive, like the puffs, the yogurt drops and all that. Sometimes the smallest bag is like $5 and it just adds up, and honestly Sage can just go through that so fast. And a fun little dupe for those snacks are things like freeze-dried fruit puffs, just like grains that are puffed that aren't for kids, or like puffed brown rice, puffed camu. Sage loves them. Even like Cheerios, you can find like different brands and stuff that don't have added sugar. I will link my favorite in a blog post down below. I'm gonna have all the links to everything I'm mentioning and recipes and stuff, so definitely check that out. But these are just like easy, accidental baby snacks that your little ones will love. Sage loves freeze-dried strawberries, freeze-dried apples, which is a safer way for her to eat apples, since apples themselves are quite hard and are actually like one of the most popular choking foods. But the freeze-dried ones are really easy to snap, and they kind of just dissolve once they gum on them. They're great for teething. There's just so many freeze-dried fruits, and you can also like make fun cereals for yourself with them. They taste like candy, and the puffs are great. I've even made like little cereal before for Sage with like a little oat milk and stuff, and she loved it. And they're just like easy on the go snacks that you can have, and they're kind of like mess free as well. So try to use those instead of the overpriced baby snacks, and your wallet will thank me. And honestly, your little ones are gonna love them. Like, mix the puffs with some freeze-dried fruit, and it's a great little trail mix for them. There is nothing more annoying when your baby is hungry and you just heated up their lunch or breakfast and it is piping hot, and you're like, my baby is freaking out. They want some food and this is still cooling. There's tricks like sometimes I'll separate the oatmeal into 2 bowls for more surface area. I'll throw one in the fridge or in the freezer to cool down, and it's just like a race to get this cooled down. But a couple tricks that you can do is actually cool it down with some frozen berries, those organic ones that we talked about earlier, or even just some nut milk in the fridge. If they're good with almond milk or oat milk and stuff, add a little splash of that just to cool it down. But the frozen berries is a great way. So just add your berries last and it'll cool it right down. So I've mentioned this before on a previous video in my 6 to 8 month baby meal prep video, where I talked about steam roasting. It is a great method to add that roasted flavor to your baby's foods, but not over dry it. I found when I just roasted carrots, they were way too dehydrated and thick, and Sage actually got constipated from them, and it was just not a fun time. So instead, I actually covered them with a little bit of foil. You can even use parchment paper, something to cover them, add some water, and then when you're roasting them, it's like roasting and steaming at the same time. So you're gonna add in that moisture, keep that moisture in, and still get that flavor of the caramelization from roasting. And then after that, you can either chop it up or puree it, depending on what stage your baby is at. But it's just a fun way to get outside of just like steaming or boiling your vegetables. All right, this is one I actually was reminded of today. Sage was having her lunch and we were giving her corn on the cob. And honestly, it just reminded me of how great just like nature's teethers are. So I used to use corn on the cob all the time when she was really little. I would just cut the kernels off of the cob just so that there was a little bit left on the cob, but it wasn't gonna like be a choking hazard when she was really, really little. And she would just gnaw on it with her gums, and it was so good for teething. You could even just like take that and put it in the fridge and then have them gnaw on it. And also the other one that we used to use a lot is a mango pit. So make sure you get like a nice large mango pit. You can obviously take off all the mango meat from it, eat it yourself, give it to your little little one, and it's just a fun way for them to just teethe on something that isn't plastic or silicone or something. And it's also just like a fun treat as well. So you can put them in the fridge or just give them straight at room temperature, but they're just like a fun nature's teether. Okay, so for foods like carrot, apples, even cucumbers or zucchini, that may be a little bit hard in the beginning to just like cut up in cubes and serve to your baby, you can actually just use a grater. So depending on the stage where your baby's at, you can take an apple, you can peel it if you want, and grate it, and it'll be in just like little soft pillowy shreds for them to eat. And they're so much thinner that they kind of just like, once they gum at it, they just dissolve. And that has been a really easy way for Sage to enjoy apple fresh, that's not like cooked into applesauce or something or steamed. And you can just really think outside the box. A grater is a great tool for baby food prep, and like I said, you can also use it to grate carrots into oatmeal and stuff and do that like carrot cake style oatmeal. But yeah, we use it all the time. I actually just ordered one that's gonna be arriving soon to our new house here, and I have just been missing my grater. It's an awesome kitchen tool. This last one is such an easy one to do. It is really just to cook more foods in a cast iron pan. So babies' iron needs actually increase at around 6 months, which is one of the reasons why you want to start offering solids to your babies around that time, because they are actually needing more iron outside of just like formula and breast milk. Obviously do your own research. I did a baby food course that I took that changed everything for me. I will link it in the blog post. I have a coupon code you guys can use, and it gave me so much confidence when it came to feeding Sage, and it really breaks down the importance of feeding them certain foods at certain times of their life. And iron is a big one. So a trick is just to cook in an iron skillet, which, in case you didn't know, when you cook in an iron skillet, it actually adds iron to your food. It is actually kind of crazy if you think about it. So if you're just like cooking your meat, or even if you're vegetarian and you're doing your tofu or your stir fries and stuff, you are actually adding iron to your foods without even thinking about it. So it's an easy thing to do if you're cooking up scrambled eggs, cooking up pancakes. You can cook everything in a cast iron pan. Just make sure it's well seasoned so it's non-stick. You can look up a YouTube video for it, and a good cast iron pan will last you for years. Even if you find like an old rusted one, you can bring them back to life. So they are like a really great, and they're not, I was gonna say investment, they're not expensive. You can get all different sizes. You can get like a little one for your baby's food, and you will have them for years. Like they just can never, they're indestructible. There you have it, 10 baby food hacks. I hope you guys enjoyed them. Let me know your favorite down below. And as always, if you have your own hacks, please share them with the rest of us. We need to know this information. Don't hold out on us. And if you guys want to check out the HealthNut Baby Cookbook, I'm gonna have a link down below. Pre-order it, get 20% off today. Get the freebie smoothie recipe. It is so, so good. You guys are gonna want that for breakfast tomorrow, I promise you. You guys can check out all the information on the landing page, but there's over 30 recipes that are all approved by my daughter Sage, and these are the recipes I literally fed Sage from 6 months to 1 year. So it is for your baby's first year of eats. I know your babies are gonna love them, so definitely check it out, and thank you for watching. I will see you guys in my next video. Have a fabulous day and get using some of these hacks.